Today's guest is a powerful example of what happens when you stop building for yourself and start building for the kingdom. Mr. David Cruz is a serial entrepreneur who found his faith in his late teens, early 20s and never looked back. And through highs and lows of business and shift in his family life, he found a spiritual breakthrough that only God can orchestrate. See, David, he starts to remind us that it isn't just about the numbers, it's about the legacy, the obedience, and the purpose. And you'll hear how his faith began to shape his work and how it's changing lives for his family, his son, and how it's rooted in Christ and it begins to move differently. This isn't just a highlight reel of this man. This is a transformation in motion, and I'm loving the fact that you get to witness it as we grow together. Now, let's grow together, believe together, and listen to his testimony as well as his business ship and his entrepreneur show. Jesse Palacios, welcome to the show, and welcome, David Cruz.
You can make a beat out of that.
That's
Make sure
the
the
plan.
microphone's working.
Ding, ding.
Make sure the
I'm gonna
microphone's
send it to.
working.
There's this one guy on TikTok, and he's so outlandish, like ADHD driven, but he literally will go up to his dad and poke fun with him, and his dad will start cussing or doing something. But his dad one time was like, you have a God-given gift, and they just left it at that and walked away, kind of PO'd. He looked at it, he was like, you know.
Oh my. He made a little beat, a little thing out of it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So check it out. Hey everybody, it's Jesse Palacios with Truck Talks, and welcome to a magnificent, fully informed serial entrepreneurial, David Cruz. Like, we're gonna welcome this gentleman because not only is he in the network, but he is also somebody who's near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of admiration for him. He has done something with his life that has changed the game, not only for him, for his family, his kids. He's making legacy moves, y'all. And this is something that's completely different because my man is a man of faith. Just like me, we move differently and we look for opportunities to help others. I'm gonna let David explain who he is on the surface while we dive into who he is a little more. So good to finally have you in the Truck Talk, man.
Man, it's cool to be here. You didn't say anything about being nervous.
No,
I'm leaving. I'm done. Okay, maybe not.
What's funny? A lot of people will sit in this and they have this expectation of it's kind of going to be something like, oh, I got to do a certain thing. Man, just be you. Because apparently being you is what brought us and our lives together. You know what I mean? So a little bit of background maybe. So David and I, how long ago was it that we crossed paths, man? It's been,
Dude.
The kids were what, 8, 9 maybe?
Yes, they were young. They were pretty dang young.
Man, that's been a good minute.
It is, yes.
Like 11, 12 years now.
Dude, time's fun when you're having flies.
All day long.
It's moving, man.
But
it's
man,
moving.
like his son Palmer, how old is Palmer now?
22.
And Isaiah's 21, fixing to turn 22 next April or March. And this is a crazy dynamic. Our boys are doing things that at that age, I know I wasn't thinking the way they think. Like, they are magnificently built, and the way that they move, like, it's been blessings upon blessings. I'm so grateful to have you in my circle because you were a very influential piece in my world, and you don't even know it.
Dude.
You don't even know it.
Dude. That's humbling, man.
That's real
humbling.
talk. This man right here, whenever I first met him, you know how you meet people and you could tell that the presence of that person is somebody you want to be around. Not that they're authoritative or anything like that, but they have this way about them. And you know what I'm talking about, people. David, you have that way, brother. And you've been an inviting source of conversation whenever I needed it. You've been available for big things in my life whenever I look through your world. I'm like, man, I'm at least following a blueprint because you do some amazing things with your social media stuff for other people. Like, you're a marketing agency, brother. Like, I seen it. I did some research over the past week and I was like, wow.
Oh, snap.
And then we went to Starbucks for a second, sat down, and he shows me his new account thing that he's working on. And it cued me on to more things. Again, marketing guru, right? And then you just opened up another business.
Man, well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to steal any more thunder. I talk too much anyway.
No,
Talk,
man.
Like that was just a small introduction to David because he's going to open up a world of love here. So,
Man, can we just listen to you talk? I'm kidding, brother. I'm kidding. Yeah, man. So, man, we started off competitive.
100%.
You coach one team, we coach the other team.
Yes, 100%.
But I love we had scrimmage. Remember we have scrimmages, man?
Oh my God. And it was a crazy thing because both of us had the same heart and passion for our boys.
Yes.
And we could see it. I know I could see it in you, and you could see it in me. And we were both driven for the kids. The parents were always outliers, and it was always fun.
Yeah, but sometimes the parents would get crazy, but
but the kids were the message.
Great.
Man.
That's what makes it so good.
Yeah.
Coaching youth sports, man, is the kids. It's the parents that make it crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But man, we always. It was kind of like I almost felt like, hey, bro, can I borrow one of your players? We're kind of like
we did that.
We had that thing. I mean, it was cool, man. It was really cool. And then, man, here we blink, and it's 2025. Holy gee, it's July.
We already cruised through June. We've already cruised.
What is up with that, man? It's crazy. So, man, what a cool beginning for sure to our friendship. And, always admired you, man.
Oh, thanks.
Family man, raising your children right, man, and you could tell your marriage was tight, and you put values in the right places for sure, and that means so much today. Because, man, people's values are just plummeting, right? They're just kind of skyrocketing. Skydiving, man. They're on the
crazy
negative.
That you say that, and I don't know that the values are losing. I think that they're being buried. Because I think that people have great values because they're instilled in us as kids. I mean, our parents didn't have a blueprint, and we learned that as adults. That, if you were to talk to your parents right now and offer them a trip to somewhere in the world that Mom, Dad, where would you like to go? Anywhere in the world. I think our parents were encapsulated by we couldn't afford it or things like that.
Yeah.
And those conversations of having that limitless thought wasn't something that generation had, or maybe they had it, they just didn't have the fundamental means. I think our generation is learning to gap that, and our kids' generation is learning to utilize it as a springboard.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
They think differently. I think our kids, the ages that our kids are, man, they're looking for the authentic.
100%.
They are. There's a difference in them. They want the real. And
God, yeah, that's so true.
Man, you like my son. When we were talking about this earlier at Starbucks, Palmer's got some brain power. Kid's got some brain power. He was actually we homeschooled. Our kids never saw the inside of a public or private school classroom.
The whole time?
The entire time.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
that's cool,
from day one, man. We never did anything but homeschool. My wife, she's taught up to, she's a teacher.
Yeah.
She taught up to seniors in high school, from kindergarten to seniors in high school. And we're like, what better teacher for our two, have a class of two, right? So she homeschooled, we homeschooled. I say we, I can't really take a whole lot of credit for that. But when Palmer was 6, Autumn was 4, I did transition out of a career that just kept me completely consumed and away from home all the time, into what we call the laptop life and being present all the time, which was cool. So even though she was doing the homeschooling, my presence in the house, because I was able to work from home, just brought an element of something different to them. And when he graduated and started college at 17, like I said, we just talked about this. He wanted to be in anesthesia.
Right.
And we had a family member that was an anesthesiologist at the time. And he's like, man, it stinks. I hate this.
The financial security in that world, though, is phenomenal.
Dude, he had about $500,000 a year income. Yeah.
That's a hard thing to. So I know anesthesiologists. I know nurse anesthetists. I know that world because that used to be my background in the medical field, in the military. So I know the connects, but I also see what you're talking about. Like, you got to give up a whole lot to get to the pile of money that you're chasing. And a lot of them aren't even chasing money. It's what they know.
Yeah. Well, this dude had chased the money. He had gotten the money and was miserable. because he didn't own his life. He was owned
by the dynamic of that money.
Yeah, he was owned by that, man. And
but we all fall into that trap, I feel.
He had to be where he had to be when they told him to be there, or that money would have evaporated type thing. And so in trying to spend time with my family as the goal, as the motivator, we created a degree of freedom that even though he was making more money than us, Palmer took a look at that and what he said about it, and took a look at the whole path. Now, Palmer, he left his sophomore year. He left college at the end of it, and he was first in his class, literally first in his class. I mean, it wasn't at some Ivy League school; it was a JD.
Yeah.
But he was number one. He could have done this, but when he took a look at the lifestyle versus the way he was raised, man, we go to Disney World when we want to, and nobody else was there. We can work from, and we've done this, from a third level terrace on the laptop for a couple hours in Costa Rica, and then play.
So there's something special about what you're saying, though. And I don't even know if you realize it. Like, you literally, we talk about showing the blueprint to our kids, and a lot of times we don't even know what the blueprint is. Like, we're learning it as adults a lot of times. You learn serial entrepreneurship through the pathway of faith and learning and leaning.
Yeah.
And you could see it's flourishing in your child.
Yeah.
You could see that. But I'm going to say, I didn't know, like, that's what the process was going to become. I didn't realize that the systems that I'm in now are going to be fruitful for the things that I'm developing in my kids' hearts.
Man, and there's an authenticity in it.
That
they're like, wait a minute, the world is not really offering this. And I feel like so much of society is preparing people for a world that no longer exists.
Okay.
College is preparing people to get good grades, to get a good job, so that they can beg another man or woman for that job, someone in leadership, for a job, to present a piece of paper that says I have a right to ask for this job, so that I can help the ownership accomplish their highest, loftiest dreams.
But I approach that conversation with this. Those people who are structured mentally for the capacity that ceiling is there, they flourish and they do well, and their happiness is not tied to any of that. Their happiness is tied to maybe sitting at home in those 3 hours with their kids. Like, that's their joy. How do you get more of that? That's where they start to open their ceiling, if you will. That's whenever they start to level out their thinking. Because real talk, entrepreneurship wasn't even on my bingo card. Was it on yours?
I like that. Was cool, man. It wasn't on my bingo card. That was awesome.
It wasn't on yours, was it?
No, no, it was, man.
It was? Okay, so in your heart, as a baby, as a kid, or as a child, I should say, you were like, I want to build businesses.
From 13 years old, man, there was...
So you had something in your head.
I had to, man. I hated every job I ever had.
Where you were working somebody.
Man, I was working with somebody else. Except the health and fitness business.
Okay, I can see that.
I did enjoy that, but then you're talking about the glass ceiling or a limitation. Then I would bump into that ceiling and I'm going, okay, now this sucks because I'm limited here.
Yes.
So I started my own.
But
I left college to start my own health club, gym.
But I will say this, just like you said, we'll say a majority of society is okay with the encapsulated school learning systems and working through the systems, becoming an employee, because that's what society teaches us, is to be a good employee so that you can learn to lead from a position of following. Like, ideally that's how it's supposed to be. But we have the dynamic of human. And you can't play that card all the time, right? But it's interesting to see that you just literally put your head down and carved something completely different. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, David, a serial entrepreneur, right? He started a marketing business. How long ago did you start that marketing business?
2009.
Okay. I want to paint a picture today we have AI. You could go on ChatGPT right now and figure out exactly what you want to do for supper tonight with what you have in your cabinet. If you really wanted to, you can have some fun with ChatGPT all day long.
Yeah.
He was on the precipice of developing concepts prior to ChatGPT becoming fluid that people were leaning into his demographic of marketing. Like, so you didn't have this social media throughput, click funnels, all this other stuff without the foundation of marketing managers and people who had the insight like he did.
Brother.
So if he wouldn't have done push the button, learn, I don't know where some of the dynamics of the kids that are the brains behind ChatGPT, the people who were developing all this, and they've been developing it for years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because if you think talk to text back in the day, that's an algorithm, a smart integration. That's AI.
Yeah.
People just didn't realize it. Like word pronunciation and learning, that's an AI mechanism. Heck, whenever you predict text, you start to write, so today I will, and it'll finish up the thing.
That's crazy.
That's all AI integrated. And we use it daily without knowing, and a lot of people are conflicted with it. And I saw your post, was it this morning? It was yesterday for July 4th, using AI as a tool.
Yesterday, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in your world, that's a common conversation, isn't it?
Oh, man, it's a temptation. It goes beyond just a conversation into a temptation because it can think for you if you allow it to think for you. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what in the marketing agency, Accelerate Marketing Group is the name of the business. It was Accelerate New Media, and I was a solopreneur, man. It was me. And then it grew, and we grew into a team, and Lord really blessed us. We grew into an international stream of leads. So now we're getting clients in Mexico and Spain, and dude, you wake up for a no-show at 3 a.m. more than once because the client's on another continent like Australia, and they're already in tomorrow. And it may be, it's bright and sunshiny where they are, but it's the middle of the night on a different day, the previous day where I am, and I got to wake up for a no-show or a miscommunication about time zones, which really
I have that more times than you think.
It's so challenging to make sure you get those time zones right,
Man.
Dude, I was like, okay, this is it. So we turned off. If any lead that comes in internationally, it's got to be within a 6-hour time zone, favorable type thing, which really are the Hispanic continents.
Okay.
So that's fine, and we dig it, man. But I got chasing that rabbit just a little bit, but that happens, and then you're working with these clients, man. You get these people, and you've got to figure out how to do marketing for them that works. Because if you don't get to keep the client.
But it's more than just marketing for them. It's also connecting with them in ways that they weren't expecting.
No, absolutely.
And you know what I mean? Like you're selling yourself so that they could see that, okay, that's the guy I want. Because if he's just like this, just on a phone call, I want to know what this is going to feel like.
You cover that know, like, and trust factor.
Oh, 100%.
Establishing yourself as different from the other options they're considering. And they're going, you're different. There's something different about you. We connected. Let me see some of your work and all those kind of details just to confirm things. And then you start marketing for them. And bringing this back around to AI, you have to perform what works. After time, you get a big old tool bag of things that work.
There it is.
You're like, hey, we pull this strategy out. We can pull this strategy out. But sometimes there aren't those strategies. And in the earlier days, there for sure weren't. So, I love Jesus, and I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Farthest thing from perfect.
Brother.
But I try to do what Matthew 6:33 says, which is seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Okay.
So
hold on, before you move forward past that conversation.
Yeah.
For those who are not familiar with biblical verses, right? Because there's an audience out there that's learning as I learn. There's an audience out there that's understanding that inside business, there's faithful men, and they've never even experienced it because they're opening their eyes for the first time, just like I did.
Like I did.
Yeah, just like you did, right? So in the infancies infancies of that biblical verse, like seek first the kingdom. Let's break that down for a second, because I know you're good at it. I'm going to use you for an opportunity, man.
Brother, hey, this is your truck.
Yeah, I know. Like, what exactly does that mean? Not just to you, but how would you explain that to someone who's trying to start an entrepreneurial business and feels like they're failing? Feels like every time they try to make a move, and it's not financial security, it's like it's in their heart, their conviction, like they don't have the confidence because they haven't had the signal. You know what I'm getting at?
Sure. Yeah. That's very, very important what you just said, because that scripture, Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. You expand that, you break it apart. It's actually communicating a message that seek first God's way of doing things, and all of these things that you've been seeking first instead of seeking God first, all add to you. It's an upside down type of, like to us, a pyramid is like this, right?
Right.
But in God's kingdom, and it works. In the natural, it works. But in God's kingdom, it's upside down, so that the pyramid is sitting on the pinnacle, and it looks in the natural like it shouldn't work. But that's actually the way it works.
That's a good analogy, man.
So he's like, if you'll seek first, like in business, I'm going, because I did not know what I was doing in the marketing space. I didn't. Matter of fact, I didn't even want to get into the marketing space.
The learning curve of what's postured in your heart, I don't even know how to explain that piece.
Brother, the learning curve from someone who was a gym rat, who didn't even own a working computer when I started my business.
Oh, wow.
Sold 5 accounts of a concept I didn't even know how to do.
So that right there, that's a nugget. Like, if you have something in your heart and the conviction in the hardest distance to close, and we've talked about this, is your head to your heart.
Yeah.
Your head says it doesn't make sense, but your heart feels something different. It's kind of like whenever you talk to people and you get goosebumps. It doesn't make sense I'm getting goosebumps talking to a grown man, but you get goosebumps because something's happening on the internal pieces of you. It's turning something different.
Sure.
So that entrepreneurial mind of knowing I'm going to fall, but I'm going to fall forward, and I'm going to get back up and fall forward. Well, guess what? If I look back, which a lot of us don't need to look back if we have faith moving forward, right? But whenever I look back, oh, wow, I'm still moving forward. I'm going to fall forward again. You're going to have failures. But that golden nugget of wisdom, knowing, like not knowing anything and then figuring it out as you go, it's literally taking the first step. It doesn't matter how bad it starts. If you bumble through it, if you don't have the social media presence, if you don't have a computer, right?
I'm telling you the God's honest truth, man. We did not have a working computer. We had a defunct laptop. And I used a computer at work all day. I didn't want to come home and use a computer. I just want to come home and spend time with my family, small kids.
Yeah.
Small kids, right? And I just, man, I got this vision and went out on one day, the first day, sold 5 accounts, and then I was terrified because I didn't know how to do what it is that I sold. I even, look, now, hey, our services at that time were pretty cheap. So, excuse me, but so man, I start calling around, end up talking to this guy who was kind of a self-professed nerd.
Okay.
And David, my boy David Sakanik, I hope you get to see this one day here, Dave.
You'll see it.
But he's like, I got you, man. I know exactly how to do those things. And I'm like, okay, good. Hallelujah. And so he and I partnered early on, and he went in a different direction. But that was the birth of Accelerate New Media. And it's grown into this, and which is what I've, just giving you some clues about that. My son now is a profit sharing partner in the company, and we've been able to partner on some other things, some other businesses. But man, talk about faith. You when you do that, if you get the conviction, you seek first the kingdom. It is still a walk of faith, man, because he's not going to give you the entire staircase. And most people want to see the entire staircase. They're like, well, what do I do here? And how do I start? And what do we do then? And what do we do if this happens? And what do you do if this happens? bro, just take the first step.
And you know what's crazy?
You'll get the light. The next one will come into the light, and you'll know, because it's a faith walk. If you knew the whole thing, that completely takes faith out of it.
So we live in an area where storms hit.
Yeah.
We live in the southern part of the United States in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, the secret towns that no one really talks about, that have the lovely beaches, the coastal waters, the beautiful things that God put on this earth, right? I love it.
I love it. Love it.
But whenever storms come,
there's a beach behind us. Water.
Literally.
Right there.
So whenever storms come, though, the lights on 90 tend to flicker and flash. And then you might have broken lights. But whenever the power company comes back and they pick them up or whatever, driving through those broken lights, we all have to pause. They're not they're there for moments for you to stop, think, pause, react, love the moment, and keep moving. They're not there to break you. And if they are there to break you, they'll purposefully do what they need to do, right? If that stoplight turns on red and we just stay on red for, I don't know, 20 minutes, you're going to think this is stupid. This is the longest stoplight ever. But it might have paused you for the storm that was coming down 90 that you missed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
sure.
I always take those entrepreneurial lows as opportunities to seek opportunity again. Those obstacles are just kind of slowing me down. No, they're purposely put there now.
I believe that.
Because before, I would fight it. I would be like, oh, this ain't going to slow me down. This is just put in front of me to watch me work. You know, me, not.
Yeah.
You see the difference.
Oh, big time, man.
And
big
it's amazing to hear that you started off lost. Literally in your business.
Didn't have, as a goose, man, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I built my whole business that way.
That's amazing that, like, the breadcrumbs were always put in front of you.
Always. First time we got asked if we built websites, because really, for the most part, it was really social media marketing at that time. 2009, man, people were trying to figure out what Facebook really was.
Dude, I remember that.
They were like, oh, Facebook, just who can get the most friends?
Well, we had just finished up the Skype era.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I remember being on deployment and being able to use Skype. And I was like, oh my God, I could video chat. This is amazing. Yeah. But of course, we didn't have enough internet connection, so you could only do it for maybe a minute or two. But way better than snail mail back in World War whatever, right?
Yeah.
So as things progress forward, you can either be on the edge of it, leaning into it, and fruitfully helping people grow the right way, or you can be on the other side of that conversation, pushing in a direction that you want. And if you end up pushing in a direction you want, apparently you're doing a lot of you work, and you end up finding a lot of obstacles, is what I figured out.
Yeah.
Now you started nitty gritty. So we're going to transition a bit, but before we do, I want to know, like, what was the aha moment in your life, man, that made you sit still for a second and be who you became, man? Like, this didn't happen overnight.
Bro, it's still happening.
Yeah, thank you.
Brother,
it's
still, man, I am kind of a knucklehead, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And I always really have been, you know? Man, without God, man, I was a professional drug dealer.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
We all have it. We all have
Seriously, that's what I did, man.
Yeah, man.
And so without Christ in my life, man, I'm kind of worthless, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But so it's been surrendering, just varying degrees. More surrender, and then more surrender and more surrender. Aha moment for me came when I came home from work, and my wife would keep the kids up later to see me.
I've been there.
Because, man, I had to be at work 7:45,
right,
and I would get home 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Miss the baby snuggles, miss everything, man.
Exactly. So she would keep them up late. We lived in Pass Christian, and I come walking in one night, and she kept them awake to see me, and Palmer was on one leg, Autumn's on the other, and she's reading them a book, and they look up as I walk in the door. She's sitting in a chair in the living room, and they look at me and look right back at what they were doing with her. There's no daddy's home, hugs,
Oh,
nothing, man.
that hits different, and most people don't know unless they've experienced it. That hits different,
dude. I was.
the
There's that
insignificance.
guy again.
Yeah,
Total insignificant. Like I could hear. To me, I could hear these thoughts. There's that guy again that we see every now and then. Not really sure who he is or what he does. But Mom, let's finish this book.
the messaging and that right there, and the conviction in your heart at that moment, man. I get that more than you know.
It was terrible, man.
Running both ends of the candle, active duty, still doing real estate, trying to manage stuff, help people, do things. I tend to overdo it sometimes too. So I can imagine what that
It's
felt
easy,
like.
man. Yeah, I said I've got to change this. I'm not going to know these guys, and the trajectory of their lives would be very, very different today. Would it have not been for that change? That was my aha moment. I had to change something, and that's what happened, bro. And then as the business started to grow, and I became a student of business and a student of self-improvement.
It's crazy how it starts that way.
It does. And allowing God to improve me, you know, I started to understand the value and the importance of diversification. So, man, we've been I've tried tons of businesses, man. From my first one, which I say tongue in cheek that I was an unsanctioned, unlicensed pharmaceutical sales rep.
That's a nice way of saying drug dealer.
That's a nice way of saying drug dealer. I was a drug dealer, man. But that was kind of like my first real hustle there. And then, you know, I get saved at 19 years old and it did away with all that. And then boom. But man, we're trying this business. We're trying that business. Man, I placed classified ads saying, for $1, we're going to teach you how to be a millionaire. This is God's honest truth, brother. I am not kidding.
Really?
Okay. Send us $1 and we're going to teach you how to be a millionaire with this white paper.
And classified ads.
Classified
like old
ads.
school newspaper ads.
Old school newspaper ads. Okay. And as the money, this was the game plan. This is the business model.
Okay.
As the money would come in, we would mail you for 20 cents, 15 cents, whatever it was back then. We'd mail you a document telling you to place classified ads, telling people how to make $1 million, send you $1.
So circle it all around.
That was it, man.
That was it.
And it did not work at all.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I told you I was kind of a knucklehead, man. So I'm telling you, God's honest truth, man. My wife would sit here and say, oh yeah, he did that. He did that. Yeah. So man, I was a winner looking for a place to win. And that was what it was.
That's good stuff.
I was a winner looking for a place to win, man. And boom, just one thing leads to another. And you know, we had successes in certain things and not so much. And then the internet marketing business, digital marketing was the thing. And we had various other things that we've done with varying degrees of success. But something I was not interested in at all, none, was the cleaning business. Zero interest in the cleaning business.
You know, I'm going to tell you from a realtor's perspective, like a cleaning business is the golden goose. And I'm going to tell you something. I have clients literally probably about 5-6 times a week. Hey, who do you recommend for this? Who do you recommend for that? And I'm always giving my network, you know, hey, call this person, call that one.
Yeah.
And then whenever it comes to clean outs, last minute, oh, the house didn't look like I thought. The things need to be this. Those last minute clean outs. And you and I talked about that, about a week ago, like a high-end last minute clean out that you had to knock out.
Yeah.
But there's something about being able to call on a cleaning service and know, like, listen, I know it's last minute again, but there's not that resistance. It's just kind of like, all right, yeah, let me get some stuff together and I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
That's what he brings.
No, yeah.
That's something different.
That is definitely a big piece of our business is move in, move out cleans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But I never, ever thought I wanted to do that business.
Because of why, though?
Because, if I'm being honest with you, examples that I saw through my life of people cleaning, I'm like, okay, they're more marginalized. They don't have other options, maybe. Or it's just the stay-at-home mom that needs a little side hustle, that puts a little money in her pocket.
It never even dawned on you as an opportunity to surface somebody's situation and bring it to an area or an enlightened opportunity for someone else to be able to use it. Like the fruitful conversation didn't flash across the ticker parade, huh?
No, man, it did not. I didn't see it as something of major significance.
It
that
really
could
is
be
though.
Grown.
It really is. Financially, it is
significantly.
too. But
yeah,
it's amazing to hear the little whispers and echoes of like, yeah, call David.
Brother, let me tell you what happened, man. My buddy and mentor in areas of life and in the cleaning business, he founded Nitty Gritty Cleaners. And man, my buddy has multiple very successful businesses, man. He is the number one guy in the airline pilot training world.
Okay.
Period. Okay. He's helped 20, 30,000 pilots, man, get their dream jobs with airlines because of his company. I mean, it's a big, big deal. And he's got several companies, a bunch of businesses. He's telling me about, he goes, man, I got to talk to you about something. I'm like, bro, really? Wait, the cleaning business? Come on. He said, and this got my attention. He said, man, I've never seen something so kingdom minded. And I'm like, that got my attention. So
there's something different about that conversation.
It was, which let me know, because he's one of those kingdom minded guys I know. I'm like, I want to know what you know. So tell me about this. So ultimately, he's got a coaching program he developed. And so we got involved in the coaching program that teaches the remote cleaning business.
Oh, cool.
So he's like, man, look, I run all of my businesses
remotely.
And well, no.
Oh, I was about to say, wow, that'd be cool.
He runs all his businesses, but this is a part-time business, and I've been able to do this with it part-time, and I don't clean anything. And I'm like, how's that work? You know, you don't clean anything. No, man, I don't clean nothing.
That's a hook if I ever.
That was a major hook.
That's a major hook right there. Like,
so I'm like, okay, so this has potential for me to do that too. Let me learn what you learn. So I became part of his coaching program, and man, it's worked better than it even did for him. So our second month, man, our second month, we did $27,000 in business our second month, which is huge. There's nothing I've ever started that has those kind of numbers that is just like skyrocketing. And because as long as real estate's moving, there's always business.
So that ties into what I call the ripple effect.
Okay.
Right? The pebble in the pond. Right? Your ripple of the fruitful circle that you're developing, tying into the real estate circular, tying into that opening space for families, because all of a sudden mom no longer has to do extra things, or dad no longer has to do extra things after work, because things are slowly but surely kind of being put in place. And I'm not talking about hiring a maid. I'm talking about things like, I don't know, I can't get to the garage. How much does your cleaning service cost, to redistribute some stuff, unclutter, and maybe get some guidance from me? Is there an opportunity there? There's so many different facets. And guess what that does? That declutters their mind.
Yeah.
Which gives them space to open up for the kingdom, literally.
Man, that's fact. I got a call from this lady, and she was in Birmingham.
Okay.
And I was watching the phone that day. And she calls me, hey, this is David, Nitty Gritty Cleaners of Alabama. How can I help you? She just was like, I don't know if she sat there. It seemed like she sat there for a few seconds, and she said, I need help. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening, Pause, long pause, right? And she said, I am a hoarder.
Oh.
She said, I got a 2,100 square foot house that every room is full of junk that I have hoarded. She said it's completely destroying my mental health. I am tired of this. I'm ready for a change. I know it's going to. She
called you,
brother. She called our company.
Isn't that amazing?
She called our company, right?
Yeah.
And I was on the phone that day taking. Yeah. We call it intake. There's intake and dispatch. So I'm doing the intake. I'm taking the call, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on right now?
Yeah, it's
seriously,
like orders call you like that wasn't on the bingo
card.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah, and so she starts to tell me how it's really damaging her life, and she's had it. She's done. She goes, I can't. I'm live alone. I have damaged feet. I can't do this by myself, but I have to get this done. And I'm thinking, this literally is what happened. I said, you know, because man, I'm just hearing that voice. This woman is wounded. This woman, and I'm not talking about the damaged feet, but anyone who is dealing with that, the root of it is going to be some form of some soul wounds.
Yes.
That they're dealing with. That if they can get past that, man, they could get in a better state of mind, and then the house is going to be better, and which perpetuates a better state of mind.
Which the secondary effects are the ripple effects
for
that you're talking about.
For sure. I said, ma'am, can I tell you something? Can I speak frankly? She said, yeah. I said, I'm less concerned about your house, and I'm more concerned about the condition of your soul. 45 minutes of talking. This woman's bawling on the phone, telling me about being sexually abused at 14 years old.
So she's been carrying
everything. What you see in her house, what has happened in her house is the manifestation of unforgiveness, not forgiving these people that wounded her, of self-deprecation because she was a victim and she never got free of that. And man, I just
developed a persona.
For sure. And I'm like, hey, can I just pray for you? Can we break some of this stuff off you right now? And she's like, oh God, please, yes, please pray for me.
And this was over an intake phone call.
Over an intake phone call from somebody looking for cleaning for can you help me with this? And so I ended up praying for her, man, and she is just like thanking me profusely. And she says, you know what? I have hope. I think I can move forward now. And I'm like, God, go Jesus.
I mean, you can't even script some of this stuff, man.
Brother, listen to this. So my wife, she gets called by a realtor.
Okay.
You know, and we serve in Nitty Gritty Cleaners of Alabama.
Right.
We have just been approved to leverage relationships. Like if you in South Mississippi, the coast, we don't have ad campaigns like we do in Alabama. And we're about to open Arkansas, and that'll be all ad driven.
Okay.
But like just the networking aspect is what we can do here.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she gets a call. It's a realtor. She's like, look, I'm just telling you up front, we have the highest of standards. I know what a clean is. I know what a deep clean is. I know what a move in, move out is. I know that you guys dust the chandeliers, the light fixtures, all that stuff. I don't want them dusted. I want them removed, and I want them hand washed and then put back. Hallelujah. Right? That's extra charges. So the project becomes bigger in scope, and we're thrilled for that. So she's like, yes, we got you. Absolutely, we can do it. Man, they end up just being buds, okay? Just buddies. And she sends her 4 cleans within an hour. She said, one of them is my best friend, and I need you to call her like now.
Oh, wow.
So she calls her buddy, and she says, hey, you know, I've been waiting for your call. We're going to need a weekly clean. We want a first deep clean, and then we want weekly cleans. I'm 70, whatever.
Right.
And we just don't want to do anymore, struggling, whatever. Well, they start talking, and Tanya picks up on something, and she kind of dials into that just a little bit. And she says, you know what, can I pray for that you're going through? She gets real quiet, and she's like, sure. So Tanya goes into it, man. She goes into praying for this lady. Afterwards, she gets real quiet, and she's like, I can't believe this is happening. Ultimately, they get off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
They got to work out times and logistics.
Okay.
3 days later, they call. They're talking again, and she says, "I've been crying nonstop for 3 days." She said, "I didn't know how hard my heart had gotten towards God.
Oh, wow.
I've gotten deliverance from that prayer that you prayed over me." Hey, she's 2 hours from us.
Yeah.
She's in Lillian, Alabama, which is pretty much just a shade north of Gulf Shores.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sort of all of Baldwin County over there. So she says, "Would you consider coming to this first clean and anointing my house with oil and praying with me?"
And this is a random strain, like a friend of a friend. I get it. Like
It's a referral. It's a referral.
Yeah. Look at that string of events
Brother.
that God just be. Oh man, it's amazing whenever you're. So I can say this now. I wouldn't be able to say this last year at this time 100%. The messages that come through, the messes that are around are true messages. And I'm learning that. Like your mess is your message.
Yeah, hello.
Your strife, it's your life, yeah, but if you give it the right way, it's amazing.
You frame it right to where it's empowering. And once you do that, you've got authority over it. Once you get authority over it, you can help others get authority over those things that they're not framing right.
Shackling them.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing that through entrepreneurial ventures, you're starting, like, how old are you, bro?
29.
Yeah, same. He's so full. His eyes are brown. He's so full of it.
Yeah. No, man. I honestly, I have to do the math. I'm either 53 or
don't
I'm
even
54.
know. That's amazing.
I'm one of those two.
Yeah, but you're in your 50s, right?
I'm in my 50s, man.
Yeah.
I'm approaching mid 50s. Yeah.
And the reason why I bring that up is, guys, if you're watching this, he's mid 50s. I'm late 40s. But the spiritual attachments that we have as our brotherhood, the fraternal bond that we have through Christ, the things that happen in our circles, it might happen to a 19-year-old kid.
Indeed.
And guess what you're doing now? You're touching the life of a 70-plus-year-old person.
Yeah.
To allow them to fruitfully see some things in their latter years to get closer. Like, if you don't believe the kingdom businesses are around us, if you don't believe that people think like this, if you don't believe that there's businesses all along this coast that have your heart, then maybe your eyes aren't opened yet.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe it. Now, there are other businesses that are just not cut out for the way I like to think and don't have my heart and my mind. And I'm good with that because you have to have business for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's amazing to hear, like, you're touching lives and you didn't even mean to.
Dude, I got in to make money that I didn't have to clean. It was like I wanted another stream of income that wasn't so dependent upon my ability to perform.
Yeah.
And praise God, it is, and we enjoy that. But it's growing like a weed, and it actually is touching people's lives, man. Which is crazy. So bro, God spoke to me in this. He said, because I'm like totally geeking out on the people's lives getting impacted. Man, we had one project. These people had a 3 to 6 month old.
Okay.
An 11-year-old range girl.
Mm-hmm.
And upon entering the house, there's a placard thing on the fridge that the mother was greeting the family in the morning with F-bombs.
Okay,
That's
so
how they
like writing
on this placard on the fridge.
Okay, so it's a standard conversation of their house.
Standard conversation of their house to drop F-bombs. But in the little girl's room, there were multiple male organ things.
Oh, wow.
One of which was a box of condoms hanging from the chain that you pull to turn your fan or light on and off. There's a box of condoms hanging from it.
Okay. So
things are way out of order in this home.
So how do you approach a place like that with your values? And their values are different. Like, their values are apparently very different, right?
Way different.
But it's amazing that was put in your pathway to give you an opportunity to kind of look at things through an optic from where you're positioning, but also help them through. Maybe they don't even want the help. Maybe they need the help, but it was put in front of you for a reason.
Bro, the godly team that did that played worship music as they cleaned,
Mm-hmm.
and prayed over that house, prayed over those kids, anointed the house with oil, which is totally biblical, man. Anointing things with oil is totally biblical.
Okay.
They anointed that house with oil, prayed into that house, and man, those people, you can't bring God on the scene in any aspect of anything and it not affect change. I believe that those people's lives, that our company was supposed to do that for those people so that they could start to change before these kids, man, are shipwrecked.
And it becomes a conversation. Like, I've had moments whenever I would sit still and I'd say, don't tell me how to live my life, or don't tell me what my family needs to know, or, it would come out differently. But it's gotten to a point in my life personally that it's appreciated whenever conversations like that are approached. It's weird because I'm still learning how to approach conversations that are uncomfortable about value with other people, like simple things. 4th of July fireworks. Hey, everybody. So if you've made it this far through the podcast, we really appreciate your viewership. Your time is your currency, and we love you for it. So thank you. And if you don't mind, like and subscribe and get some viewership up. So tell somebody about it. Appreciate you. And let's continue to hear David Cruz. Like I was saying about 4th of July fireworks, we had a situation where there was a little kid next to us, but the family had a different dynamic. And for me, I'm learning that I could just reposition my life a little bit to either influentially work around people or protect my family for a moment while I kind of gain my bearing a little bit. Well, in that moment, the kids connected. My daughter connected with the other kid. And you know what? At the surface level, whenever kids connect, it's the most genuine connection.
There's an innocence
It's
in it.
innocent. It's not any agendas.
Yeah.
It's not anything crazy.
Yeah, they just want to play and have a good time, man.
Have a good time. And it's us as adults that kind of make the situations a little different, right? So in that dynamic where you're cleaning a house and there's all this stuff that's not in your value wheelhouse, I can only imagine what your team felt like, one, but number two, the opportunity that was there. And that's something different. And whether you speak on it, the one thing that I'm learning is Jesus meets you where you're at.
Amen.
You can have all the stuff you talked about and still believe, but you're not living yet. That's my point. And there's something different about living. And,
for sure.
And I've said this before in a previous podcast. To exist and survive, we've all done that. We've all had our ramen noodles, Vienna sausages, we've all had our moments where we've kind of struggled. But whenever you start to thrive and live and you're kingdom driven, man, it's like the horse blinders are taken off, man.
Oh man, that's a good way to put it.
It's kind of like you say the pyramid. I say you're no longer seeing in 2D.
Yeah.
You remember old school Mickey Mouse, black and white, steamboat wielding?
Yeah.
Now we're like computer AI generated graphic to full 3D model whenever you get that head nod almost. And, to be prayerful in someone else's house, they may not have known what was going on. They may not have felt it, but the seed was planted, man. And that's amazing.
Blows my mind.
That cleaning.
Exactly.
Not anything you were expecting.
No.
And it's moving your heart different, man. I could see it.
It is, man.
I could see it in you.
It is. I had purpose in digital marketing because, man, we've helped some businesses grow significantly.
Okay.
Like very, very well. And there's purpose in that because if a business grows, it's employing people, it's making a difference, it's providing a good, whether it's a restaurant, good food for the community, people can pay their bills being an employee of that. Right. So it means a lot to grow that business. But dude, this is special. There's something very, very unique about this.
Well, you're getting into literally.
Excuse me.
I hate to say it because it's kind of a play on words here, but you're getting into nitty gritty of people.
I know, right?
Like legit, like the play
Exactly.
like that was a genius marketing like way to play it. I'll give it to your dude. Like
Yes.
nitty gritty that's primo.
Yeah. We got a call from a guy that they have a construction company, multi-states, just from one of our marketing ads out there, and he said we're looking for a vendor that can do clean in Florida Panhandle, and we can because we're part of a bigger
Company
organization,
yeah.
right? But he goes, man, I really like the name, by the way. Nitty gritty. He's like, that's pretty catchy, man. That's pretty cool. I'm like, I can't take credit for it, but thanks anyway.
And it's
you know,
and you know, for those listening, if you have an idea, you have I don't know how to you have something that's rolling around in that brain of yours, and you know that it's something that you can't sleep on. You heard of the third watch, you've heard of the second watch,
Mhm.
you've heard of those times of the middle of the night where you wake up out of a deep sleep and you feel disturbed. Those are moments.
they are.
Those are opportunities to sit with God and pray, and
If you don't miss them.
that's the thing. A lot of us are, again, horse blinders because we keep everything in sight that we can control.
Mm,
We're control freaks, man.
yeah.
If you're not a control freak, everybody I know seems to have some form of control mechanism that they need to maintain.
Yeah.
And it's crazy whenever you give up so much of that to live differently. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is, man. Because we're really not in control.
Exactly.
I mean,
Here's the secret, y'all.
yeah, exactly.
Like it's literally, there it is.
Yeah, and if you can control, if you are in control and you're controlling it and you think you're controlling it effectively, you live in a very small world.
Yeah.
You live in a very small world, and you're really not you're not affecting change in people's lives, so you're missing out on how amazing that feels.
So, and it's crazy. So in the military, through this transition piece of going into another rank, right? There was a moment of reflection in my life where there's a lot of I statements on the board.
Mm.
I did really good. I saved this. I did that. And at some point, I started changing it to we did things. So the team was doing it. As I transitioned out of the military, our things doing it. Now, later on in years and learning, man, he's done a lot for us. You see, so the conversation has transitioned. And my point in saying all that is, we all start off as the 19-year-old drug dealer in some way. It may not have been a drug dealer, but it was a broken version of us regardless. For me, it was a very similar pathway where I was doing stupid things and causing just heartache in my life and in my family's life. You know, I was just making bad decisions. And it's amazing to see, like, whenever you transition from I to we to our to us to him.
Yeah.
Those leapfrog moments in your mindset, then all of a sudden you start to realize the ceiling just keeps on rising. And it's no longer a ceiling, it's an open space for you to explore because you're giving full enlightenment and opportunity with God.
For sure.
Dude, I love it.
Brother.
I love it.
Seek first the kingdom.
Dude, there it is again.
Everything else you would seek, everything else mankind seeks, the secret to the fulfillment of it is found in simply putting it first. But they think, I used to think
Yes.
that it was an invitation to have no more fun in life. Brother, I had some dadgum fun. I was addicted to partying. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I was addicted to partying. I was addicted to having
atmosphere.
fun.
Yeah,
the atmosphere. Have fun, man. I used to quit jobs to go to the beach when I was really young. Like, oh, everybody's going to the beach today. I got to work. No, I don't. No, I don't. They don't own me. I'm going to the beach.
Yeah.
No call, no show. That was my character back then because it wasn't modeled for me. My point is, brother.
A lot of I statements, huh?
For sure. The point is that what I found out was, oh, the secret to real happiness and real fulfillment comes in just putting him first.
It's that simple.
Instead of me first.
Well, man, I appreciate your time. I know it's valuable.
Brother,
I appreciate
yours,
the space.
man. Thanks for having me on this, and in your truck like this is cool, man.
Yeah, and I, again, didn't know what this was going to become, but I'm so grateful that every time I talk to someone, my heart is turned even more. You know, like the posture of me is changing so much more because of people like you.
Brother.
Like
hey, man.
You make it make sense. And there's people in the world that don't understand simple conversations about the Bible, simple conversations about doing business differently, because we're too busy trying to get likes, too busy trying to get this, too busy trying to chase the I statements.
Yeah, that's fact.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, brother. Right, and you know where I'm going to be at whenever we start talking about that marketing game. So,
yeah, man.
Y'all need to hit up David. In the background by the beach, you've seen a lot of his marketing stuff. You've seen his couple of businesses populate. You've seen who he is across his title. But he's also going to be available through his web links, his LinkedIn, and some other stuff that'll be populated on our description. But do me a favor, like, subscribe, join the channel, because this is just the start of how fruitful journeys begin. And I'd love to have Palmer on here to hear his perspective.
Oh, wow.
From a younger view.
That would be fun,
because I'd love to have him and Isaiah and do a combination conversation to where one of them sits back here, another one sits here, and we have a great conversation of what that felt like from their vision and how they're growing up as men, watching us grow in our faithful desires to grow with God.
That would be cool.
Because I think that would be a phenomenal opportunity to talk to someone in the 20-year-old demographic and capture some things.
Yeah, right on.
So drop that nugget in his head. And
I will, man.
Yeah, I think it would be great for him.
I will.
But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, David, again. David Cruz. If you really want to know more about this man, hit up everything that I'm about to load up on the social media links. Follow us, like and like and subscribe. And then at the end of the day, understand Truck Talks is not about the truck. It's about the person sitting in the seat, giving their heart, talking about things that matter, giving value to other people. And now you have a business with marketing. You have a business with cleaning. You have a business with someone who wants to speak biblical conversations with you. That's a connect you now have out of my network. Welcome to Truck Talks. Talk to y'all later.